Joe, I went on my health insurance portal and I can't figure out anything. Between the car accident, I totaled my car, to shoulder surgeries. Lindley just had eye surgery.
Are we going to start our
it's
ailments?
The one thing, no, because that would be the whole.
My cholesterol.
You and I were actually talking about that the other day, and we couldn't stop listening.
Are you on a stat too?
My point is, you can't figure it out. But what you can figure out, it's so simple, is employee pricing at Two Rivers Ford. Everybody gets it. It's whatever the price is the price. No add-on, no trickery, no amateur hour. It's really one of the things you can count on in life. Two Rivers Ford.
Everyone has problems. When you're buying a car, they don't want any more stress. It is employee pricing. You are paying the same as I just saw Joe on the Instagram. I think he's back there in maintenance. You're paying the same price as him, the same price as Jay Seiling, the same sales manager. It's a great relief. Look at all the cars before you go. TwoRiversFord.com. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
It's the Second Cup of Joe and John with Joe Elvis and John Dwyer.
Joe!
Hello, John! A very personal show today.
It is. We had to book this guy minutes in advance.
Yes. Yes.
We love this guy, though. He's been on our podcast journey since day. He's the reason we do one, because I was on something else. He was producing one that I was on, and I said, "Who's your guy?" And that guy is our guy. And in all seriousness, we'll get to him in a second, but it's super inspirational.
Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
You know, my father, great story, for my father's 50th, my mother didn't know what to get him, and I would have been 12, 13, and we got a Suzuki 125 dirt bike that was street legal because it had turn blinkers on it or turn signals on it, and that's where I learned it was 1 down, 3 up.
Okay.
And what about you? Because I wrecked I wrecked it so many times. I still have a scar. I don't know if you can see that if you're watching it on the YouTube. A scar from that. Have you ridden?
You grew up in Indiana. No helmet law there. Did you ride with a helmet?
I did. No, I was dumb, not stupid.
Well, I had a Honda 50. Rode a Honda 50. Kim had a Honda 50.
That's like a Schwinn bike.
Well, we're growing. And didn't ride motorcycles. My mom was an emergency room nurse, and she said, if you ever ride a motorcycle, I'll murder you, and because you should see what it looks like. And so go to Daytona Beach spring break, and we all rented a motorcycle. So here's me.
What could go wrong?
Maybe with a Michelob Light back in those days.
Way to throw it down.
Now we're on a motorcycle tooling through all the chaos at Daytona Beach. And my father years later bought a Honda 750 that I did ride. I still have my motorcycle license today. But
your father?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at, he looks like he came from Leave It to Beaver. He was a sweet man, but
into machines.
That's
where I get all my love for cars. My dad had the coolest cars.
Any accidents?
No, but I kind of retired, quit, because I got tired of getting hit. Almost getting hit.
Yeah,
time.
It's not the rider, it's the drivers that are knuckleheads.
I think so. It's always they got a big campaign. Look out for the bikes. And I think, John, here we go. Our guest is now an exemplary.
You were so close to getting
motorcycle rider. I'm not even going to try it again.
No, you're not. No, we're gonna do it.
Hey, we know people. Let's take a spin through Joe and John's Rolodex.
So it stops on, let me see, Chase Akers. And here's what it says on LinkedIn. Founder of DEADLEG Media. You're going to find out why the L is crooked in the logo. It is a boutique content studio built on grit. You can't have boutique and grit in the same sentence, but storytelling and edge. Founded by Chase Akers, a writer, filmmaker, and creative force with cerebral palsy. DEADLEG producer, founder. It is Chase Akers on the Second Cup of Joe and John. Your mic's up. Good to see you.
I was just waiting. I was just waiting because, in the
You've been there before.
In the Two Rivers bit, you said it's not amateur hour, and I thought, well, what is this?
Yeah, well, it's
you got critiqued within 30 seconds of the intro.
But it's a
normal day.
boutique with grit. Love you.
That's called branding, marketing.
Okay,
Boutique and grit. It works, in my opinion. But he's already.
And folks are coming around to maybe it's the YouTube or one of your first listens. Chase Akers is our producer of the show, and John and I have proved many times we don't know what we're doing, even though we've had probably 100 years of broadcasting between us. Chase is brilliant. He owns his own media company, which we're going to talk about, but the cerebral palsy part is true, and we're going to talk about. Let's go right to it. Part of your videos that folks can see on DEADLEG Media, you ride a motorcycle. So let's just get to it. How does that work?
Well, it's
Eat the mic, by the way. You know that.
Okay. Professional,
Come on.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy. That was not something that I started out, wanting to do as a kid. But similar to you, my dad got his first bike in his adult life when I was about 17. And so when he was home from tour, he's out riding. I thought, I want to try that. And he looked at me and said, well, that's not going to be possible with your condition. I said, well, let me take the, basic rider course, see what we can do. And passed it, somehow didn't drop the bike, and went and found a little 125 Suzuki that was street legal.
Yep. One down, three up?
One down, four up. It was a 5-speed single cylinder little thumper.
Okay, well, your dad loved you more. He got a stronger bike. He got one more gear than I had.
One more.
So he loved you. He loved you more.
And it with a good tailwind, it topped out at about 60 miles an hour.
Yep.
So
55. I could get one.
Yeah, wound out, and so it started there. And there's always the fear factor of it. Of the what if, what happens if I fall? What happens? It's bound to happen. It has happened, but. I guess to answer your question, how does it work? It's a lot of training. I mean, it took everything in me to keep growing into larger bikes and learning the science of it and the physics and everything. And
what are you riding now?
I'm riding a Harley Davidson 107 Street Bob.
And is that the one with the screen on the front, the saddlebags on the back?
Are you streamers? Does it have a bell? Does it?
I should add a little ding ding.
Cards taped to the spokes.
Yeah,
make it louder
with the clothespin. You have no idea what we're talking about.
I do. I had the Schwinn.
Did you? Okay.
He thinks because I'm disabled, I couldn't ride a bicycle.
I think a lot of things. Because no, that's not true. But YouTube, if you're joining us and you're going, I don't know about this cat. If you go to your YouTube channel, the documentaries you have made, it gets you up to speed on this guy, right?
DEADLEG Media.
Yeah.
Showing you how to adapt and overcome. And one of those things is your motorcycle riding. Another one, if you're seeing it on the YouTube, I guess we're pushing the YouTube, Chase is in great shape. He's a gym rat, man. Lifting weights is a part of your thing. Yeah. So you've kind of almost accepted categories that are difficult with cerebral palsy condition, and you're going right at those to, I think, inspire and show those not only in your situation, but others that you can overcome anything.
Well, that's the goal. I mean, when you have a chronic, permanent physical disability, I mean, the thing that I always toss back in my mind is, what other choice do I have? I can either languish or excel. And a lot of people say that, choose your hard. Languishing is hard and difficult, but the inverse of that, working hard and overcoming something is equally difficult. But it just, about 10 or 12 years ago, I just decided, man, I really don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be.
Go ahead.
No, please.
No, you're used to me wanting to talk, and then how bad, just for perspective, if I may, let's go dark. How bad was it? Like, when was the worst with cerebral palsy? And because you were
for me personally,
you were in a wheelchair, right?
I was
in a young age.
I was in a wheelchair as a child. Yeah, I had a major reconstructive surgery done to my legs, which, without getting too graphic for YouTube, the the goal was to lengthen the affected muscles because cerebral palsy acts as a stroke. It's a form of a stroke that happens when you're born. And so whatever affectations or whatever effects that stroke has are sustained through childhood, and they're often displayed by development delays and muscular atrophy. And so I went through this surgery that put me in the chair to lengthen those muscles and physically turn the bones of the legs outward.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Wow. Check, please.
Wow. And I hope, since you are the producer, as we're speaking, and if you're watching on the YouTube, we're going to see some of the great videos that you have produced, maybe playing over the top of us that show
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Magic.
Well marked. But as you'll see, so well produced. You have stories of other folks who have conditions. You like to ride. You go to some of the motorcycle rides. But these, your media company, talk about DEADLEG Media. What do you seek out, and what's your goal in growing your channel?
Well, the goal is, for a long time, a lot of people said, you should document your story. And I thought, man, nobody wants to hear that. There's a million Twitter accounts and Substacks and people writing books about this, that, and the other. And I tried it for a while back in my 20s. I started a blog or a Substack. I guess back then it would have just been a WordPress, and showing my hand.
Yeah, you are. Now I don't look at you.
On my MySpace.
I wouldn't card you if I had a liquor store now. I feel you're so grown up.
And I started doing that, just writing kind of prose and telling stories about, here's what it was like experiencing, having a disability and working through it, and trying to give people an inside view. But the birth of DEADLEG was, man, there's got to be more people out there like me. There can't just be, this doesn't need to be about only me, because that's self-serving. My goal in creating DEADLEG Media was to highlight people that Hollywood would pass over. Because there's so many, you guys know, y'all are Netflix junkies just like me. There's just garbage out there. I mean, there's some good stuff, but whoever is gonna give the spotlight to, I'm just making something up, like a single mother with a child with muscular dystrophy or something. What's her story?
Yeah.
Or what's the...
Or am I going to even want to watch that? I mean, Lindley and I were flipping around, and I swear to God, Joe, we have come to, I always joke we found the end of Netflix, but remember at cable channels and you'd flip and there's nothing on? I do that now with streaming. And I'm like, we're just
he's
repeating
Korean Netflix. And he's all the way
reading subtitles.
We've gotten, this is like we're just creating the what the world was 30 years ago. Anyway, to your point, your storytelling and what you do and the way you put it together, because I'm a critic and there's not very many things, but your when I watch your videos, they go by and I'm not watching the time to see. You just have this real sensitive, easy breezy way of telling a story. Less is more. Your voice is good for it. I just think producing wise, it's really captivating without being over the top.
Wow.
Does that make any sense?
That means a lot. Thank you.
Why does our show not look as good as your stuff? Okay, so we could have a little.
We are stuck in a room.
We can have a staff meeting right here.
2 pack trucks.
Yeah, there's going to be a postmortem after this.
The sign that is
pink
John.
slip. Yeah.
This is John St. Pauli's girl sign from The Office, right here.
I love this sign, and
that's what he says.
We've never been able to work it in. If you go to our early
I
stuff,
think it looks good right here above the dinner table.
Perfect, Lindley. This is where it's going to sit. Chase Akers on the Second Cup of Joe and John, and we want you to visit DEADLEG Media. Go to the YouTube channel, type in DEADLEG Media. You're going to see and learn about Chase's stories. He connects through humor, vulnerability, and real-world experiences that, as John was talking about his Netflix shows, they're a good story. Chase, it's all about content, and I know that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, too, it's kind of an ethos we have at the company is we want to get back to long form. We want to get back to longer attention, letting things breathe. To tell a good story, in my opinion.
how long is long form now? Because long form 10 years ago would have been 45 minutes, and now what is it?
According to the youth, 10 minutes. is considered long form.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Is it being a child of the 90s? You know, I remember commercials during TV. You know, you couldn't just pay for a streaming service and have all the ads.
That is a perfect segue. I'm going to take advantage of that.
Look at that.
Are you saying that somebody could start their own business and need some beautiful space to create their dream and their creativity? John?
I've got an idea where they can do that. It's called eSpaces. This is the commercial spot that Chase was mentioning. eSpaces, the buildings. This is not Midtown. It's Music Row. This is commercial office space, but it's unlike a lot what you see. This is not a dungeon. You would want to come here. The natural light, the different square feet. You have amenities. You've got common space. You got parking. There's parking, handicap parking. And it's very convenient.
You're just going to prove yourself a bigger jerk that people already know here today, John. eSpaces. Well, I'm going to play off of John's the common area, which if you go out our door and hang a left, beautiful common area. The Wi-Fi is perfect. Is it perfect at your house? We use it high-tech meeting rooms and a community of professionals to help with your flexibility at a good price. eSpaces all over here on hip, trendy Music Row, Midtown, Green Hills, Burton Hills, the Nations. Check out your new office at espaces.com.
Rapid fire. Pew, 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 pew. Rapid fire.
You know, Joe, we know Chase so well that we joke. He leans into.
I think you're getting too loose.
So
I think you're getting too loose.
All right, we'll tighten it back up. First,
Loosen turn 4.
Okay, well
on that Suzuki 128.
Did I show you the scar? I've got the scar. All right, what
more speed?
You got some more stats.
Yeah, go ahead. What questions?
Chase, what now? All the kind of challenging things. What's joy in your life? What's your favorite thing?
Oh, man. Can you give me a category?
Just pick. Right now. You got a beautiful
He's
girlfriend,
heard every
got a
question,
motorcycle.
and you pulled that.
I got a beautiful...
See, here we go again.
My beautiful Latina would be upset if I didn't say that my beautiful Latina is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But it's true. She is my favorite thing.
Give a shout out.
Hey, baby. I love you.
What's her name?
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a name?
Anya.
Okay.
You can't call a Latina by her government name. It has to be a pet name.
I didn't know.
Tanya?
Anya.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I didn't know that. Poster you had up in your bedroom.
Christy Turlington.
Who's that?
Oh, SI swimsuit model, right?
Yeah.
Was she
Okay.
one
Old
of the
school.
supermodels of the 90s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 90s.
Yeah, right. Okay.
John talked about his show. What's the last show you loved or binge watched?
Oh, man. The Bear.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that last
Yeah.
show, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit about it so someone could watch.
Yeah, Jeremy Allen White plays a chef returning home to Chicago after his brother, played by John Bernthal, who's amazing, passes away. And so John Bernthal leaves behind a kind of struggling beef sandwich place, and Carmi, his character, comes in to kind of spruce the place up, and the journey is him wanting to earn a Michelin star.
He had been at the French Laundry
That's
as
right,
an
yeah,
apprentice,
French
and so he was, and then he came back to the South Side of
Wonderful
Chicago.
show.
Yeah, it's good
He
stuff.
doesn't get eaten by a bear.
No.
And Jamie Lee Curtis,
Phenomenal.
dinner scene. That's
Oh, my
all. You just Google that and you'll find it. Next question. Pet peeve. One of them. Can't be traffic.
Yeah, traffic is too
No,
easy.
that's-
Complainers. I don't like complainers.
You work for bands. You travel as well. Part of your production.
Gloss over that one.
Yeah. Have you got to? Do you sing? Have you got to? Have you got to go? What's your go-to karaoke song?
What You Won't Do for Love, Bobby Caldwell.
What you won't do?
Yeah, that
Is that it?
For love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find.
yeah. I was a huge Bobby Caldwell fan.
A place you've never visited that you would love to go to.
Ooh, I want to go to Italy.
Okay, Joe, you've flown the world, so you've been there?
Nope.
Oh,
I
really?
haven't been to Italy.
Okay, yeah,
London, and Israel are my overseas trips.
You've been to Israel
those
8 times.
Those are mine too. Those are my two overseas experiences as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Where in Israel did you stay?
We stayed.
It was an inn. It had a little manger.
a room in the inn.
He was the little drummer boy that showed up, causing all that racket.
He brought frankincense and myrrh, and no, I don't.
We were by Tel Aviv.
Oh, yeah.
Church trip.
Was this don't joke religious thing? Did
No,
you get upset
it
about
was
that?
good.
You seemed a little sensitive.
I think it just deflated.
You bury yourself, Senator Dwyer, with your own comments here in the land of the holy of Israel. Israel is a great experience.
Yeah,
I've read the Bible twice, and when you walk
Oh,
the
you
stories.
haven't.
Yes, I have.
A
Great program. Read the Bible in 90 days. It's like 12 pages a day.
It's called
Takes you
Cliff's
90
Notes.
days.
That's what I would do.
See, there you go. Yeah.
Reader's
That's a good
Digest.
Catholic. That's an ex-Catholic right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not interviewing you.
I'm not a practicing Catholic. I'm a pro. I've got it. I've got it down.
My last question, Chase. Everyone gets it. What advice would you give your 18-year-old self now?
Oh man, so many things. Yeah. I feel like being in my 30s now. Feels like kind of the proving ground of things you should have done. Be patient. Mm-hmm. Don't rush. My dad used to tell me stay in the pocket as like a.
Oh, now I can relate being a bad quarterback. No, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, just be patient. Just wait on things. Don't try to elbow them in so much.
Yeah, it seems like my wife and I said, did you ever ask Kim, your wife, what you would have told her, what she would have told her 18-year-olds? Have you ever had that conversation?
No, I picked professions that don't last. Broadcasting, the music industry.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
Joe, you've been great at all of them.
Things change, and you thought things were great.
Yeah.
And so you just had to. I tell my sons what I've tried to carry on is it's all about the comeback. Things in life are not going to work out. Mm-hmm. Your fault, not your fault. It's all about the comeback. Mm-hmm. And I have plenty of friends who never got over not being in the music business, and friends who never got over not being in the broadcasting. Got over not being in aviation. It's always about moving forward.
I think that for perspective, people listening, is that your late father, who was adored and known in this music industry and so forth, you went to school with Chase's dad at Hendersonville High School, right?
I will slightly introduce his father to let Chase talk about him, but Tim Akers, Chase's father, we were in Hendersonville High School marching band, the Commandos, Sumner County, home of Taylor Swift years and decades later. Yep. But Tim played the trumpet, and this would have been in 1980. I was with your dad's a year ahead of me, and I was on the drum line. So the cool people that hung out together in the band, all the cool people, John, were in the brass section and the drum line.
You got all the dates,
all the party, baby.
not the quarterback,
and the
the quarterback went dry. He had a dry spell, but you and the band, you guys had a harem of.
We're gaggle. The flag girls sat right behind us.
Oh yeah,
so we often had to be remembered to pay attention to the front, Joe.
You got to watch out for them flag girls, man.
But your father was just a blessing, and your father could do anything. Even in high school, he would sit down at keyboard and absolutely nail the Doobie Brothers taking it to the streets.
Oh, yeah.
It was Michael McDonald. You're like, is Michael McDonald in this room?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to let you take it from there, because talk about your father's successful career in the music business and what he did in Nashville.
Yeah, you said it yourself. It's the comeback story.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to tell this joke about, he was a session player and touring road guy, MD, the whole thing. And he would tell this joke about the life cycle of a session player. Starts out with, who's Tim Akers? And he gets a little more notable and get me Tim Akers. All right, we can get him on the session. And then he's too busy, gets booked up. Well, get me somebody who sounds like Tim Akers. And then it comes back all the way around to, who's Tim Akers?
Yeah.
And so, the last decade of his life or so, he passed away at the young age of 58. And the last decade of his life, he had this, his band, Tim Akers in the smoking section, was all the...
It's awesome.
So cool,
That's
right?
such a cool
So
name.
cool. And big 17-piece funk band.
Huge.
It was all the session guys.
Fantastic.
Right, and you've been out to see
I've
them.
seen them twice. Yeah.
It's all the session guys playing the tunes that they would play on breaks between sessions. And what started as a jam band propelled him to YouTube fame way back in the day when YouTube was first starting to do kind of the music thing. You take a popular song, cover it, and then your band or group or artist becomes popular because of people searching for that song. And so he goes from, in his late 40s, early 50s, goes from being a session guy to world known, traveling to Switzerland and Italy and Spain to do these orchestra gigs with colleges, playing his arrangements, and I just love that for him.
And as you saw, Gary Chapman was a guest on our show.
Yeah.
And Gary came in, gave you a hug, and because your father was Gary's music director. So that went on for some time.
Yeah, 120 years ago on Primetime Country.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
The Nashville Network.
TNN.
TNN,
huge thing back in the, 80s? And,
I got here in 96, and it cranked up about 97,
late
98.
90s,
Right?
Yeah. Tragic that it went away, but that was great. That was terrific.
And Gary's great. Shout out to Gary Chapman. Love the guy, and he hosted the comedic roast that was my father's funeral.
When did your dad? It's it been like 3 years already?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years in August.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well, he's well thought. I thought Gary's check that out on our second cup of Joe and John. That would be a
Gary
good
Chapman
one
show.
to
Excellent.
listen to. Okay, we got to do this.
I felt like I was maybe on the Nashville network.
What did you feel?
I felt like I was on the satellite, boomed worldwide. John and I went up and shot some social media commercials for Two Rivers Ford. And it's always great. When you come home, do you have a vacation place that you go to and the door opens up and it's just the smell of the place or the sight of the trees or the feel of the temperature? Two Rivers Ford is that for us, and the fact that it's almost like a going home because things are so normal. Since the early 80s, John Barker started it on Donaldson Pike and have moved out to Mount Juliet. Huge, beautiful dealership, and employee pricing is going on right now through July, through summer, where you pay the same price as every employee. John, it truly is a going home feel. You know it. You just bought your 2026 Mustang there.
We had a great time. Ethan Seiling, who sold it to me, young man, his father works there generations. It was a great experience. Check those out on social media, Two Rivers Ford, and they may do a blooper reel of us.
Hope so.
They don't have enough material. But anyways, Two Rivers Ford.
There was funny stuff.
The South's most trusted Ford dealer. And we usually have a stinger there, and I just hung us out to dry.
Oh well.
No. Here's what I wanted to tell you, Chase. On your this kind of brings this back, and I thought this was worth. Joe does show prep. I'm going to show you. I did mine. This is on your LinkedIn. For most of my life, I believe cerebral palsy put me on an island. I'd watch normal people move through the world, closing doors with a kick, climbing stairs without thinking, like their bodies just cooperated. Mine didn't. Living with cerebral palsy teaches you early that a lot of life is negotiation with your body, with pain and fatigue, and with a world that wasn't really built with you in mind. I thought that was a great framing of just what you deal with on a daily basis and the fact that you have such a great positive attitude.
Thank you. Yeah, it's if I'm going to have that negotiation, I might as well come out on the winning side. And that's, like I said, the goal of DEADLEG Media is not to glorify me, but to bring attention and awareness and highlight the stories of the undefeatable human spirit in other people.
Leadership, discipline, and the art of self-improvement on DEADLEG Media. Chase, talk about what's coming up. What are you working on now?
This is so cool.
I know you do all the bike shows and stuff, a lot of that. What's coming up for DEADLEG Media?
Yeah, we've got actually our debut series coming out called Two Wheels, No Limits, where we do exactly that.
Another series on streaming.
Now you got something to watch, John.
No,
There
that's
you
an
go.
awesome
No,
title.
he goes,
I'm
"Cleveland
just
wants to watch
teasing you.
that."
Come on, I'm teasing you. But this is really exciting.
Yeah. So we've got the pilot for the show coming out. You can scan that QR code right there on your
would
phone.
it work right there on the TV?
That's an AI photo, by the way. You're not
that's
that good looking. No, you are like you're giving me the blue steel death
No, my
stare.
lovely lady took that. She's a photographer.
What's her name?
Anya.
Okay.
Anya.
She took that and somehow made me that good looking. It wasn't me.
Oh, it looks good. Anyway, this rally coming up. You've got some really cool things.
Yeah, we're gonna premiere the show, the pilot episode of Two Wheels No Limits at the 2-Bit Moto Show in Utah. Coming up this will come out later in May, so we'll have already been there. But May 15th, yeah, we're premiering the pilot. And it features a friend of mine, Will, who I've gotten to know, and he has muscular dystrophy. And we get a look into kind of slice of life of his story and how he overcame a terrible diagnosis and just is absolutely killing it in life.
Well, John, on the back of this card, Chase's card, which here you can scan, watching it on our YouTube, you can reach out and contact Chase at business at chaseakers.com, Chase Akers, AKERS.com, DEADLEG Media. And I love your approach. We believe you get what you give, and the power of becoming 1% better every day. We reflect that in the stories we help to create. So, Chase, this is a great movement, great stories.
Thank you.
That you got going on. DEADLEG Media. Look it up on YouTube.
As we go, close it with this and see if you can nail it or it's just going to be a flop. But you did some stand-up comedy, and you had one joke. And can you? I know comedy is timing, and this is going to not be
funny.
But
Yeah, it's not going to be funny at all.
But you had an act where you simply played into your
You're gonna have to jog my memory on which joke. At least give me one.
It took you 2 minutes to get up on stage, and you just, I mean, you didn't have a dialogue. You had one joke. Yeah, you got up on stage. It took you forever, and people are like feeling anxious and uncomfortable because they knew you had a condition. Yeah. You finally get to the mic.
I got 3 minutes to do this open mic. It took me 2.5 to get on the stage. So here's one joke. My birth. And I would just get off the stage.
Oh! And you did that?
I'm not drunk, even though I walk like it, but the doctor who delivered me was.
Oh no. Jeez. Oh, man.
This is stupid.
Oh, well, you are a dear heart. It's been fun to get to know you. We love the fact that we can use any type of forum to promote what you got going on. Joe, this is one of these, I promise you, I've met people right? The people that have gone on to bigger, better things.
I agree.
We're going to say we knew Chase Akers when, and he'll disown us, but that's okay.
That's right. Who's
as
Chase?
Long as you're writing my check for this show.
The cycle, who's Chase Akers? Let's get him. Now he's too busy. Someone find me like Chase Akers. And then back to Chase, congratulations. May God bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you. You're an amazing young man. DEADLEG Media. Look for it on YouTube. And we are grateful to have you a part of our team on the Second Cup of Joe. And John!
It's the Second Cup of Joe and John as their guests expound on any and all topics within the realm of decency. Want to be a sponsor? Let a TV and radio guy help build your business. Email the show, secondcupofjoeandjohn@gmail.com. Now, hold on tight and grab another Second Cup of Joe and John.